Scars Above is a story-rich third-person shooter with survival elements that took me about 7 hours to beat, and I have pretty mixed feelings on this game. I think the first thing worth discussing is the game's environment. Even running on the last-gen Xbox One, this game looks really good, with some beautiful and stunning areas, and I assume would look even better on a PC or a Series X. And all of the creature designs were really well done and were very detailed. So artistically, this game was done very well. Moving on to the story aspect, the story as a whole was pretty well written, it just didn't interest me that much. Well written, just not for me, and was honestly kind of dull in my opinion. The gameplay was pretty meh. Each level was pretty much the same. You explore areas, fight enemies, pick up XP cubes, and a couple of the 6 chapters had final boss fights. Combat was fun at times, but the levels felt pretty empty and there just wasn't enough combat in the game to suit me, and most combat situations were over with pretty quickly, so the bulk of each chapter was spent exploring. That being said, I tried to get footage with combat, but there just wasn't a lot to record. It kind of felt like the devs wrote a story and then said, oh wait, we need to add combat or else this won't sell, and added enemies as an afterthought so it wouldn't be space exploration simulator. Likely in an attempt to lengthen the minimal combat, Scars Above has a save system similar to Dark Souls, where you stop at resting places, in this case stone pillars, to save progress and to refill your health, but it also respawns all the enemies. And sometimes there was literally no reason to fight enemies and you could sometimes just run right past them. Unlike a lot of games where you earn XP from defeating enemies, Scars Above does no such thing. You earn XP from picking up XP cubes that are scattered throughout the game and from scanning new enemy types after defeating them, but this is only a one-time thing with enemies. You can then spend your skill points earned by gaining XP to unlock new skills, half of which are pretty useless. And it was pretty easy to complete both skill trees since there are way more XP cubes in the game than is needed to unlock all the skills. Again, discussing combat, Scars Above did have quite a variety of enemies, but a lot of them you only encountered once or twice in the entire game. Some enemies have certain weak spots, which can be capitalized on by hitting them with the correct weapon, such as a weakness to fire or electric weaponry to deal additional damage. The boss fights were interesting. The first 3 were very well done, but the last 2 were very disappointing. The third boss took me several tries and a YouTube tutorial to beat, while I didn't even break a sweat breezing through the final boss. Spoiler alert, the final boss was a huge disappointment. I was expecting a huge fight between Kate, the character that you play as, and the Custodian, the main villain, but no. You fought a slightly more beefed up version of a regular enemy who also had a couple of easily destroyable healing drones. Took me about 2.5 minutes to beat him. One thing this game did do that grinded my gears during parts of the game was hypothermia. It was just randomly added into a couple sections and was just annoying over anything else. If your hypothermia bar got filled, you froze to death and died. You got warm by lighting certain plants on fire and standing in their circle. It basically just added a essence to beating enemies in frozen areas as fast as possible so you can get to a fire plant and warm up. Overall, this game was just one giant meh. Maybe it's my own fault, but for some reason when I saw this game, I connected it to Evil West in my mind, but with a space theme. Evil West is way better than Scars Above, with better gameplay, graphics, and a better story. My final score for Scars Above is a 6.5 out of 10. Would not pay more than $10 for it. I think I bought it with the Atari 50 Years collection from GameStop during a buy one get one free sale on new games. Well, that's my video for today. I hope everyone enjoyed watching. For those who are new to the channel, I usually discuss and review zombie and horror games with the occasional other topics such as today. Again, thanks a lot for watching. Always remember that Jesus loves you. Peace.